feelings in. The third aspect when we're talking about landing pages is always to make sure that you have a call to action. A lot of, marketers and affiliates and stuff, they're like, well, I'm always scared to ask for the sale or ask them for things. One of my friends, same thing, he was telling me, his struggle is, he's like, I love doing my presentations and all of this aspect. He's like, but I get so nervous when I'm asking people to buy, and his conversions are pretty low. He's providing excellent value and excellent service, but if you're not telling people what to do next, and you're not asking for those sales, you'll get some of them, but once you start to ask for those, that's when you're going to see it. A lot of people, they literally just, if you ask somebody to do it, you're going to have a different result than if you just kind of leave it to them to figure out that you want them to purchase things. Although we would say it's very obvious, there's a difference between directing someone to do that and not mentioning it at all. So that call to action, very direct. Take action now, click here, do it today, just do it. All of those kind of words you definitely want to be using in your call to actions. And, depending on your landing page or things like that, ideally you'd be mentioning it 2 to 3 times. If you're using arrows, and you're going to see some examples of ones that are just using one, but they're pretty clean and simple. If you have a lot of text, then that's where you'd want to be mentioning it a few times. Call to actions are also very useful in email marketing and things like that, where it's it's longer, and those you definitely want to have them a couple times. But on your landing page, shoot for 2 to 3, but you also don't want to look overly spammy. Unusual arrows actually help very well with landing pages. So instead of having these traditional arrows, as you'll see on some samples that we look into, getting more of an unusual, something that stands out. The idea here is you really just want to capture people's attention. And also this little line, so when we're talking, most of these things are asking people to put in their email addresses for the most part. So in that sense, instead of having a lot of spam or fake emails and things like that, putting in a little, catchphrase like information will be sent to the email address provided above. If someone's interested in the info and they're putting in it, you want to make sure that you're getting a legit email address. So putting that in and delivering it and sending it to somebody's primary email, at least you're going to be catching it and not getting, a random one. I know when I've had to enter in emails and I don't really care, I just put like, do not email me at blah, 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 like gmail.com or something. I don't know what the email address is. But, there's a lot of spam emails. So make sure on that sense that you have something that's a deliverable. Asking for that email address also makes it so they have to give you a real email address because they actually want the information that you're going to be providing them. And everybody is using, ideas of call to action. Here's one on Domino's. There's it might be a little more simple, but it's still here. Simply click through to the meals deal section on our website. That's a call to action. They're asking you to do something. They're directing you what to do. It's the same idea. So whether it's very obvious, arrows and things like that, and more of the internet market type field, that can be done. But everyone's using call to actions, including Domino's, for ideas. So you're just to be aware and directing people. And there's different ways to do it. This doesn't look like a huge flashy, that kind of a marketing aspect. On the other hand, they're still getting ideas and directing people on what to do.